It's no secret that houses in rural France are surprisingly cheap. However, it might not necessarily be for the reason that you expect. On average, a house in rural France costs 5 times less than an equivalent house in rural England or the Netherlands. So at first glance, it seems almost too good to be true. So why do houses in rural France cost so much less? Is it because no one wants to live there? Or is there another explanation? Perhaps it's because it's become a barren, desolate wasteland that no one wants to live in. Well, in reality, it's a lot less dramatic than that. It comes down to simply understanding the market economics. Once you understand this, you'll be able to make a smarter choice with your move to France. Or if you hadn't considered moving to rural France yet, this might make you think twice. Especially if you're looking to get a footing on the property ladder and are priced out of your current market, all without having to spend an absolute fortune. So in this video I'm going to break down as to why prices in rural France are much cheaper and what that could mean for you if you're planning on buying in France. There is a phenomenon in France known as le diagonal du vide, which translates to the empty diagonal. Let's take a look at this map. This vast strip traverses the whole country from the northeast through the heartland of France down to the southwest. So what lies within this mysterious empty diagonal? Is it France's equivalent to Area 51? Well, no, not at all. But you equally won't find many Starbucks in the empty diagonal either. In reality, there are towns, villages, and even some cities within the empty diagonal, which is just an arbitrary line that's been drawn on the map. However, it does tell us a little bit more about property in France. Yes, it's sparse and there are few economic opportunities, but it's also not a monolith. There are many small communities that are functioning with services such as schools, shops, and, rural local life. The population density in the empty diagonal is about 3 times lower than the French average, which is about 100 to 110. In the empty diagonal, it's about 30, which is similar to the US state of Nebraska. In terms of population, there's about 4 million people that live there, which is slightly more than the nation of Croatia. In comparison, the greater Paris metropolitan area has a population of about 13 million people. So it's much smaller and much more densely populated, and the total population is over 3 times as much. But this is something that's been going on over the decades and even centuries. The French have been leaving the countryside to move to big cities, especially Paris, in pursuit of employment as the economy shifted from agrarian to industrial and then to a service-based economy. If we look at this map of property prices per department, there's a clear correlation with the empty diagonal, which is shown in the lighter green shades and the dark green shades, compared to the darker red and orange departments where prices are more expensive. In short, le diagonal du vide shows that areas with lower population density generally have lower property prices, while the cities, urbanized regions and luxury destinations are much more expensive. Of course, not every rural area sits inside the empty diagonal. Areas such as Brittany, central Brittany and southern Normandy are very popular with British expats, for example. It's still rural here, but maybe it's not as sparse as some of the more central regions of France. And importantly, in these expat hotspots, property prices are still quite low. So, if you're looking to buy a property, especially in France, and you don't mind or even prefer to be away from the chaos of the city, then it certainly does make sense to buy a property in a rural area. So we've looked at the map, but now let's delve a little bit deeper into actually why this is the case, that properties in rural areas do cost less than in more urban areas. So when we talk about rural decline in France, it's important to note that some areas are losing population faster than others. In fact, in many areas, the population in rural departments is actually stable, sometimes even growing. The situation is not as bad in some other European countries like Italy or Spain, where entire villages have been depopulated over the years. I think the difference is in France, lots of areas have good agricultural land. It's very fertile and things grow very well here, which means generations of families continue to farm the land even though there's less farmers than there was before. It still maintains a stable community where families continue to farm, run local businesses and maintain, a healthy village life. In the smaller towns you'll find schools, bakeries, cafes and other aspects of community life as well. It's far from abandoned in lots of cases. Alongside the vibrant farming communities, in lots of instances as well, there are some industrial employment opportunities too. These often form a backbone for the rural communities, as these are the primary employment pillars, which then create secondary service jobs. So while the countryside isn't always booming in population growth, it's stable enough to keep the villages alive and lots of the homes occupied. So this explains why the property market is still affordable without it being completely desolate and, being so cheap, because there are still people that want to move here. Let's take a look at the department of Indre-et-Loire. The main city, Tours, at the centre, naturally has higher property prices, as we can see by the darker red and orange colours, while the green areas that are further away from the centre of the department are much cheaper to buy property. This makes sense when you consider, obviously, the employment factor. In short, more people in a specific area means more demand of goods and in particular services, which means more jobs and therefore more people move to the city, and over time this compounds further and further, increasing more and more the demand for housing, which in turn pushes prices up. It's pretty obvious really, but when you take that and apply it to the property market in France, it doesn't mean that in the rural areas it's completely empty and no one wants to live there. It just means the economy isn't quite so robust and plentiful, but there's still plenty of opportunities for people who, don't take the typical 9-to-5 route. And even if you do, there's still 9-to-5 jobs in rural France. In fact, there's millions of people who work a 9-to-5 job and don't live in a major city, for example. But I do think it's important to say, the reasons as to why house prices in rural France are cheaper. It doesn't mean that everywhere is thriving and some places aren't in decline. That is certainly the case, but it's not quite as catastrophic as many people like to make out online. Another thing to note is that the French aren't big commuters. They don't like driving very far to get to work. Most people live in the commuter belt around the city, rather than the city centre itself, which has only about 136,000 inhabitants. The city centre is often seen as a less desirable location due to congestion, insecurity, or air quality, for example. And oftentimes it's younger people such as students who live in these city centres. So for the everyday sort of average French worker, the dream is to live in the suburbs in a comfortable house. But if you do want the French dream, you probably don't want an ugly yellow cookie cutter styled lotissement house that looks like it's straight out from The Simpsons. You want a beautiful old stone house with lots of character, maybe some land, and a bit of peace and charm in the countryside. So this creates two distinct property markets. There are properties sought after by the locals, who generally prioritise convenience and modernity, and properties sought after by the expats, who look for character and lifestyle. For the expats willing to look a little further afield, there are often some real bargains to be had and some unique homes waiting. This differential means that the prices of houses is low and remain good value for money, which brings us on to my next point. So as to why prices are so affordable for houses in rural France, it comes down to the fundamental principles of supply and demand. First of all, supply. Rural France has a huge stock of housing. Old farmhouses, longères, village houses. Some are in excellent condition, others less so. Some are beautiful, others have great potential, and some, just aren't that good. Many properties on the market as well are inherited family homes. When the owners pass away, these houses themselves are often inherited by multiple heirs. Not everyone wants to keep or maintain them, so they're often sold. Sometimes quickly, sometimes it can take absolutely forever. These houses are often dated but have good stable foundations, which can provide real value for someone who wants to do some of the work themselves. Then there's the renovation factor as well. So many rural properties need some work. That could be roofing, it could be insulation, it could be heating, it could be electrics, or it could be the septic system. It could even be the whole works. In some cases you've got a real ruin that needs to be completely rebuilt and redone because it's been neglected for so many years. Buyers know that they'll need to spend tens of thousands of euros to make these properties livable again, which is of course reflected in the cheaper initial price. But if you want the journey of restoring a beautiful stone house in the French countryside and making it your own and bringing it back to life, that certainly would be a fulfilling adventure. I'm also sure that you could make a great YouTube channel out of that. I'm sure thousands of people would want to watch you, documenting your journey from ruin to beautiful house that's fully restored at the end. So then it comes down to the demand. Now, as established earlier in the video, rural areas often have fewer local jobs and, low population growth. So with the advent of remote work, people can, live in the countryside and still have an economic employment opportunity. And many expats do move to France to either retire or, for example, run a gîte business. So living in the countryside does also have some advantages. So there are fewer buyers competing on the market. In popular urban areas, you might have dozens of buyers fighting over the same house. In rural France, that just doesn't happen. So it boils down to this. The UK has a high population density, which pushes the prices up. That means there's a lot of people living in a smaller area of land. Whereas in France, the land is more abundant. People are generally more spread out, even though in the cities like Paris they're still very concentrated, which gives us a very competitive property market there as well. In the UK, you could live maybe 30 or 40 minutes away from a major city and you'd still be considered to live in the countryside. You'd have some beautiful rural villages, pubs, thatched roofs, all that sort of thing. Whereas in France, you can have that, you can live in a beautiful countryside setting, but you might be 2 or 3 hours away in some cases from the nearest large city. So for a commute, doing 2 hours each way a day, it's not very nice, but if you don't need to commute, you can get some really good value for money when you buy in rural France. So those are the main reasons as to why property prices in rural France are low. It comes down to geography, demography and market mechanics. For people who are willing to live away from the more popular areas, you can get on the property ladder for a fraction of the cost. You can get more space, more land and better value for money and a lot more peace of mind, which is a fraction of the cost of what that would cost in the UK or the Netherlands. House prices did shoot up drastically during the COVID pandemic. They are more stable now, but they're still higher than what they were before 2020. Who knows what new technologies will bring in the future and the societal changes which will follow from that, and how will that affect property prices in rural France? I do wonder, is it better to get on the property ladder now if you haven't already in rural France before it's too late? So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll be interested to read your thoughts. So yes, this video is a little bit different to what I usually do, but hopefully you stuck through to the end and enjoyed it nonetheless. So hit the like button if you did enjoy the video and subscribe for more content like this in the future. If you do want to support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description, and I'll see you next time and have a good one. Bye for now.